Welcome to Motivational Mondays with me. Now, in this episode, we're going to do an exercise called Re-Evaluate to re-evaluate the priorities in your life or in your business. So the first thing that you want to do is write down the 8 most important things in your life, not in any particular order. Write down the 8 most important things in your life or in your business, depending on whether you're evaluating your life's priorities or your business priorities, and not in any particular order. If you don't have 8, then you can leave some blank, and by default, the other one is going to advance, and you'll see that in a second. Once you wrote down your most important things up to 8, what we're going to do next is basically a process of elimination. So think of NCAA, March Madness, or playoff brackets, and this is how we're going to do this. So what you want to do is look at your number 1 on the list and the number 8 on the list, and see which one is most important and cross out the least important of the 2. So again, look at number 1 and number 8 and cross out the least important of the 2. Then we're going to look at number 2 verse number 7, and we're going to cross out the least important of those. Then we're going to look at 3 verse 6 and cross out the least important of those. Then 4 verse 5 and cross out the least important of those. So by now you should have 4 important priorities or 4 important business operation tasks that are listed and identified. Circle those so that you know your top 4. So now that you have 4, now you identified the 4 most important things in your life or in your business operations. Now look at the first one and look at the 4th one and cross out the least important of the 2. And then look at number 2 and number 3 and cross out the least important of those 2. And now you should have 2 left. Look at those 2 very carefully and cross out the least important of the 2. I know it's very difficult, but you have to make these decisions, right? And you have to organize your priorities based on what's important to you right now and where you need to focus your time and energy and efforts. The next step in this exercise, if you want to take it a step farther, after identifying what your priorities are, what we want to do is look at our time. Where are we currently spending our time, and how can we align our time spent with the priorities that we say are important? Is our time spent aligned with where we say our priorities are in life, or even in your business? Are you spending time on the right things? Are you spending time on the important things, right? So what we want to do is bring down the 4 most important things in your life or in your business. Write those down on one side. Then on the other side, write down the 4 things that take away most of your time. The 4 things that take the most of your time, or just the items that take the most of your time. And then look at them side by side, right? And begin to cross lines where time spent aligns with a certain priority, right? So cross lines where time spent aligns with a certain priority. So what this shows you is the things that you say are important to you. Are you really spending adequate time on those priorities? Are you really prioritizing those things or those business operations in order to advance your life or your business, depending on which evaluation exercise you're doing? So if a lot of activities are going to the same priority, if a lot of timed activities are going to the same priority, then you're likely spending a lot of time, a lot of activity, a lot of effort, right, in a certain direction lined with a certain priority. But if some priorities don't really have much activities or much time tied to them, then maybe you need to invest more time, more effort, more energy dedicated to that priority, all right? So let's take a 3rd step. The 3rd step is to really identify what action steps you need to do in order to spend more time on the things that you say are important to you. Again, what action steps can you take in order to spend more time, energy, and effort on the things that you say are important to you? And I challenge you not to make them very cumbersome or very complex tasks. I challenge you to think of very small things that you can do on a daily basis. So if you want to spend more time, or if you want to spend more focus on a certain priority, maybe it's dedicating 15 minutes to it a day or an hour of it a day or whatever it is, something that is very doable that you can implement starting today or tomorrow and that you can do on a daily basis or on a consistent basis. And those are the type of tasks that you want to identify and begin doing so that they become a habit. And then naturally, you will focus more time, energy, and effort on that priority or on those priorities. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this can give you some clarity and some action steps that you can do so that you can begin aligning your time spent more closer with the priorities that you have in your life or in your business operations. Thank you guys very much. God bless.